शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Okay. So we had one introductory session wherein I hope those who had missed that class, you would have gone through the audio, the recording of the same. So we just saw the history of the Devnagiri Lipi that is there and how it emerged, how we started using the same, and also the base of Sanskritam or the base of writing the Devnagiri Lipi is the Maheshwara Sutras. So it is considered to be a very divine script because Lord Shiva himself has passed on this script, and we had many scholars later like Panini and so on who have considered these Maheshwara Sutras and composed a treatise like Ashtadhyayi and so on, which is the base of Sanskrit language. It is a grammar text from where we get to learn about all these alphabets, the various grammar rules and so on. Yeah. So today onwards we will start with the script directly. Now Maheshwara Sutras, if you see, I think I had shared some reference material also on the group. So now the Maheshwara Sutras, that is those letters which came out from the Damaru of Lord Shiva, they were in a very raw form. So how to pronounce them? You need a structure for everything, right? Just as in English also, if you see, there are 26 letters. But I'll just share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
you can see the Varnamala picture there. Yeah, can you?
Yes, sure. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So if you see those Maheshwara Sutras that were there, all those letters I, Un and so on, they were composed by these letters only that you can see in the screen. But we need a structure for everything. Now all these letters, most of you are new to the script, so therefore you will not be able to read these letters. We will learn this one by one slowly. But what we are going to learn, or the script that is there, the Devnagiri script, it revolves around these letters only. Now from this point onwards we will stop calling letters, we will stop saying letters also, we will start saying aksharas. Yeah? Aksharam, aksharaha, aksharaha meaning destruction, aksharaha, that which cannot or that which will never be destroyed, that is aksharaha. So aksharas meaning letters in Sanskrit. So one aksharam that is there. For example, my name is Lakshmi. So my name that is there is composed of two aksharas, Laksh and Mi. Ksha is half, so therefore we will not consider it to be a full aksharam. Yeah, like this, each one of you can look at your names and note how many aksharas are there in your name. Aksharas are nothing but, say for example, Sita, so two aksharas. Rama, two aksharas. Krishna, two aksharas. Krish, again that Sh is half. Shiva, two aksharas. Saraswati, four aksharas. Sarasvati, so that is again four aksharas. Parvati, three aksharas. So aksharam is nothing but one letter that is there. So now, just as we call alphabets in English, similarly you call this as Varnamala. Varnamala is equal to alphabets, aksharas is equal to letters. Now for easy understanding, in the initial class I am just telling you the translation so that you will be able to relate to it. Now Varnamala, so what we are going to learn is Sanskrit Varnamala, that is nothing but the Devanagari script that is there. And every aksharam, one by one, every aksharam we will learn. First we learn to pronounce and then we learn to write. Okay, so first is, while we learn any language or so, the first step that is there is Shravanam. Shravanam meaning listening. So first, whenever we learn anything, we have to listen. Further, it comes bhashanam. Bhashanam meaning you start saying. First you listen, then you start saying. Just as a small child, when he learns something, or all of us also as children, when we learn to speak also, you first listen, right? So shravanam. Next step, bhashanam. You try to say the letter aloud. Then next is pathanam. Pathanam meaning you read whatever you have heard, whatever you have said aloud. Next you learn to read, pathanam. And the last step that is there is lekhanam. Lekhanam meaning to write. But most of us, what we do is we go the other way around. You start writing first, and then that's when we lose out on many things. So therefore, the first step that is there is shravanam, second bhashanam, third pathanam, fourth lekhanam. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. Yeah. So even if you have your notebooks, books also, as far as possible, you don't have to write down anything, just listen. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll show you another screen.
Fourth one is what is that?
Lekhanam, writing. Lekhanam, writing.
Lekhanam. Okay, thank you.
Shravanam is listening, right?
Yes, yes.
Bhashanam is?
Shravanam, listening. Bhashanam, speaking. Pathanam, reading. Lekhanam, writing.
Thank you.
Now, just for your understanding, I am just sharing this screen. Now, Varnamala as such is divided this way. On the left hand side, if you see, below the word Varnamala, you have certain aksharas that are written, right? Now why this segregation has been done? On the left side you have few letters, few aksharas that are written. On the right side you have few aksharas that are written. Now what is the difference? On the left side you have vowels. Vowels are called swaraha. Swaraha. And on the right side you have consonants, that is vyanjanani. Vyanjanani. Yeah. So vowels swaraha, consonants vyanjanani. So A in English, as we say A, E, I, O, U, vowels, rest all are consonants. Similarly, in Sanskrit also you have certain swaraha, vowels, and vyanjanani, consonants. Yeah. Now each aksharam that is there, we will start looking. I will write and I will show you, and also show you the pronunciation that is there. Yeah. Stop sharing.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Mummy, you will send it in the group?
I will send everything. I will, whatever I show you in the class, I will send it on the group. I will also share the
Written for half only.
audio. You don't have to write. That's why I told you, don't write anything. If you write, you will miss out, right? So don't write anything. Whatever I am sharing on the screen, everything will come in, and you don't have to worry. We keep repeating things, so you don't have to worry, oh, only once it is being shown, I will not remember, and so on. So you don't have to think about all this. Again and again also we will be able to do. Yeah. Okay. Now let us start with the vowels. Now I showed you a Varnamala set that is there. That means it consists of, on my video, just see if you can see me. Can you see me properly? Is it clear? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have a board with me. I'll just write and show you so that you understand. So like I told you, the Sanskrit Varnamala consists of a set of Swaraha and Vyanjanani both, that is vowels and consonants. So we will start with the Swaraha today. Again, you don't have to write anything down. Whatever I show you, you can just make a note of the same. Yeah, you can just concentrate, you can just see the screen. Whatever is available in written form, that is there in the form of notes, right? Most important is we get to learn something. So whatever I show you or I write, you can see me on the video, you can see. You don't have to make a note of anything. Notes, everything will be shared. Okay, now let us start with the vowels that is there. So just as we have A, one sound is there in English, or you say A, the letter A. Now, or you say B. In Sanskrit also, we cannot say that okay, A is equal to this, B is equal to this. Sound might be similar, but we cannot go in that order. Why I am making this clear is, many, you can say some YouTube videos or some materials, there are people who are showing it this way, saying that A is equal to this, A is equal to A, B is equal to B. That is just for sound. The sound seems to be similar, so that's the reason. For easy understanding, they might be showing it that way, but it is not at all so. So therefore, don't get confused at all. A is equal to A, B is equal to B, C is equal to K. It doesn't happen that way, because in Sanskrit there are different aksharas. There are more number of letters for every word that we have. So you cannot make a comparison that way, and don't learn it this way also. A is equal to A, B is equal to B. To learn any language or to learn any script, initially we might need the help. Like say for example, now English is one common language which most of us can relate to. That's why we are comparing. But as we move ahead, in the initial classes it is still okay, but as we move ahead, this comparison should not be done. Like why should we refer to some other language? But for the sake of learning Devnagiri, if you see, Sanskrit language as such also, many of us, we are not familiar. That's the reason, because we do not speak in the language, we do not use it in our everyday life, right? So that's the reason, while we learn the script, it is important to take the help of some other language. Otherwise, for all, say for example, you take your own mother tongue also, or you take English for that matter, you don't learn to write something first, right? You learn to speak, or you learn to use the language more and more, and then you start writing. So it becomes easy, because you already know the words, you already know to speak. Like even today also, we might know to speak many languages, but you will not be able to write in it. It doesn't matter much. Whereas if you have to go the other way around, it becomes difficult, right? We cannot say, no, I know to write a language, but I don't know to speak. In the case of Sanskrit, it is happening that way. So therefore, little we have to compare. While we are learning the script, at least, while you learn the language, it is okay. But while we are learning the script, little we have to compare with some other language. But we should, the minimum, we should use it. As you can say, like, till if there is no other option, we should compare and learn. Otherwise, learning the original language is something which is very, very important. Yeah. So next we start learning. First is Swaraha. Swaraha are nothing but vowels. Swaraha meaning vowels. Yeah. If you want, I'll write it and show you this way. Swara. Ra, I put a line up, meaning it becomes A. Swa, Ra. Swaraha. Swaraha. Later we will be able to write this, just you get the meaning, so I wrote it. Swaraha. Swaraha meaning vowels. So now we will start learning each and every vowel that is there. How to pronounce. Writing we can do it even later. First we learn to pronounce. Now the first aksharam that is there. Aksharanam akarosmi. Just as Bhagavan Krishna also says in the Gita, Aksharanam akaraha. Amongst the letters, I am the first aksharam that is there, which is A. Pronunciation, make a note. A. How you write? You write an English, you write a normal 3, A, put a line and then A. Just for your understanding, I am just writing A. The pronunciation remains A. Now, how to write, how will I remember and so on, there are materials for that. So how you write, like you put a line, then again you join it and so on. For that there are certain materials. I will share that on the group. Yeah? So you don't have to worry for that. A. The pronunciation is A. Now remember, for every aksharam that we write in Sanskrit, let it be a vowel, let it be a consonant, this top line is something which is very, very, very important. Okay. Without that, no aksharam, no word should be written in Devnagiri Lipi. I am saying not only in Sanskrit, all languages that use the Devnagiri Lipi. Let it be Hindi, let it be Marathi, Gujarati, whichever language you write, Sanskrit itself. This aksharam is this line that is there above every letter is very, very important. Without that, no word should be written. Many people, say for example, many of us, we write Ram, 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 right? So many, you will see people when you are writing in speed, they will write it this way. They'll just proceed without putting the line above. This is wrong. Such a word does not exist at all, right? Just as you see, you write English words also, you have the normal ruled line, the line book. The words are always, they touch the bottom line, right? Without that, you don't write it in air. Do we write words in air like you don't write it above, below and so on. So similarly, while we are writing Devanagari also, always remember, whenever you have a lined book, later I'll show you how you write it in a lined book also, the only difference that is there, if I can show you now, I will just show you. These are all lines. Just imagine it's a line also. When you write something in English, say for example, we'll write the same word Rama. How we do it? Rama, you touch the bottom line, right? You touch the bottom line. The above line need not be touched. Whereas in Devanagari it goes the other way around. The upper line should be taken as a base and it should be written. Good, can everyone follow this difference that is there? Just the difference between the script, how we write? Yes?
Yes.
So always remember in Devanagari, whenever you write Devanagari, in a lined book or so, wherever there are in air when we write, it's okay. Like it's in a blank page or so you write, it's fine. But whenever you use a lined book, you see the top line should always be touched. Whereas in the Roman script that is there in English or so, when you write, you have to touch the bottom line. Yeah. So therefore in Devanagari, the top line is something which is very important. So whenever you write anything, say Rama, again I write, this line is very, very important. Yeah. So the upper line, you write any aksharam, any word. Aksharam, now we wrote the word is a aksharam. Is a aksharam. Rama is a shabdaha. There is a difference. Shabdaha, word. Aksharam, letter. So this is an aksharam. This is a shabdaha. Shabdaha is composed by 2-3 aksharas together. In the case of Rama, 2 aksharas. Depends on the word. So this is shabdaha. This is aksharam. So the first swaraha or the first vowel is a. Note the pronunciation. A. Second, after a, Now, from each of these aksharas, towards the end of the class also, we will look at a few words also. Now, at least now every word, say for example from a, like in English also, say you learn from A, then again we write, right, A for apple, right, but B, again B for ball, it comes. So similarly here also we will learn, but the only difference is, now say in English you say A for apple, A, P, P, L, E. Now by the time we learn A for apple, we already have learned the other letters also, P, P, L, E and so on. So then it makes sense more. But in the case of Sanskrit, we have not learned the other aksharas, but slowly as we learn, you will be able to make more sense. But for the time being, at least you will know the pronunciation that is there. Yeah? So first is a, second a, second a. How I write the word, again I show you. You write an English 3, you put a line, one line. Similarly, as we wrote a, it remains the same. You just have to add one more. Dandaha. What is this called? The line is called Dandaha. You add a Dandaha and you put the line above. It becomes A. It becomes A. write and show you. For your understanding, I'll just write a, while you pronounce itself, now initially if you see, please open your mouth and pronounce, so that the pronunciation is very very clear and we don't make a mistake. Now why I am telling you, I'll write this. You can write a double A for your understanding, or you write one A and put a line above, so you know the pronunciation is A. Now one small thing which we have to remember, why A or every aksharam in Sanskrit is important, because on the basis of every aksharam meaning changes. I'll give you an example. Krishnaha artham, Krishna artham, meaning Lord Krishna, right? Whereas Krishna artham, female. What is the meaning? There is no female Krishna.
The one who is black.
That is color. That is again Krishnaha only. Someone said correctly, it is Draupadi. Another, you can say another name for Draupadi is Krishna. So therefore you see here, now all this difference we don't come to know in English, because in English or in generally when you chant anything, we say Krishna, 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 right? But in Sanskrit, that's the reason when we pronounce, we have to say Krishna, 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 Rama, Rama. We say Rama, Rama, Rama. In English, it doesn't make a difference. But in Sanskrit, yes, this akaram and this akaram, it is called akaram. Akaram, akaram. So, it makes a difference. Meaning changes completely. Krishna, Krishna. There is a difference. Krishna, Lord Krishna, or even black color, just as someone said. Here it is Krishna, another name for Draupadi. Similarly, now where an akaram is placed, there also there is a difference. For example, Rama, Rama. I'll write and show you again. Okay, till here everyone is able to follow. Could you follow? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, now initially we'll go a bit slow so that everyone is able.
Lakshmi, I have one request. Maybe in between you can call one of us and ask us to pronounce so that we are able to.
Yes, I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yes. Now I'll show you the difference. Rama, Ra, A. I told you for A the dandam is needed. So Ra, Ma. Now the same akaram, if we change the place, say for example I write Ra as it is and after Ma I put an akaram. Rama, Rama. You see there is a very minute difference in the way we write, right? But the meaning changes. Rama, Lord Rama. Rama, another name for goddess Mahalakshmi. Meaning changes. This is masculine, pullingam, strilingam. Rama, strilingam, feminine. So this placement of that akaram that is there changes the meaning completely. Rama, Rama. After Ra you put an akaram, it is Lord Rama. After Ma you put an akaram, it is Rama, another name for goddess Mahalakshmi. So you see when you look at the word, there will be a very minute difference, but it makes a difference. Meaning changes completely. Whereas the same thing if you see Krishna, Krishna, like I told you, there is a difference. Now I'll give you one more example for this. Vasudeva, Vasudeva and Vasudeva. I'll write in English and show you. Vasudeva. Vasudeva. What is the difference? I know there is a double A. What else?
No, Vasudeva is Krishna's father and Vasudeva is Krishna.
Correct. But many of us, we get confused. We say Vasudeva, Vasudeva, we'll chant. Vasudeva is Krishnasya Pita. The father of Krishna is the first one. Vasudeva. Second, where you have this double A is Vasudeva. Vasudevasya Putraha. Vasudeva. Meaning, son of Vasudeva is Vasudeva. That's why we have Dasharataha, Dasharatihi. Dasharataha, Dasharata, Rama's father. Dasharathasya Putraha, son of Dasharatha, Dasharatihi, another name for Rama. So that the and da, similarly here va, va. So that a and a that we have learnt now, akaram, akaram, it has got a difference in the meaning. I just gave you a few examples for this. If you want, you can make a note, anyway it is there. So, the reason for telling is like this, for each aksharam that is there is a difference. Similarly, when we learn further E and so on, why we have to pronounce. Now, before you would have learned the Devnagiri script also, or many of us, we might not have the base of Sanskrit language, but you would have heard people saying that it is very important to pronounce it correctly. It is very important to write it correctly. This is the reason, because the meaning changes. What you say, sometimes when we pronounce also, now in few shloka classes also, many times I would have told you, or maybe there are so many other teachers and people who keep telling us, no, it is small, it is dirgham. Dirgham is long. Say we say dirgham, small, rasvam, that meaning sound is small. Similarly, e, u, it makes a difference. Many times when we pronounce, for us, someone keeps telling us, we feel what is the difference? It doesn't make any difference. It is not at all so. It makes a difference. Meaning changes completely. Just as now we saw for a and a. Right? So let's proceed. A. Next, third aksharam that is there. Now these are all vowels. These are all swaraha. Third is E. E. How you write? Put a line. S. English S. And you pull it down. Write and show you again. Put a line. Draw an S. And then like a small tail, you pull it inside. This is, it becomes tilted. And as usual, you have to put the line. E. E. For your understanding, I will write down here. E. Similar to E. A. E. E. Now, dirgham of this, if you have to make it long, like we have a, similarly, E, dirgham. E, when I pronounce only, you can make the you can see the difference. E becomes dirgham, right? Meaning it is long. So, for example, Lakshmi, E, dirgham, right? Or Ishaha, Ishwaraha, when we say Ishwaraha, Ishaha, another name for Lord Shiva, or in general for God, you can use the name Ishwaraha. E is long. How we write the long E? Same, right? Like we wrote this, you write it as a line, S, pull, E. Dirgham, only difference is you put a C on top. You put this matra, you put this sign on top. Again, you wrote the normal E, you just put a line on top. E. You write S, you put a tail, and E. This is the difference between E and E. Same way you write, you just have to put this matra. Matra in the sense, you just have to, symbol also, like a chinham you can consider, symbol. Symbol is like you put a dandaha, we put a line, right, for akaram. Similarly, for dirgha e, you have to put this matra, a C like shape. Yeah. So, a, e, e. I'll write and show you all four together. A, a, I'm just putting a line on top so you know it is a. Third comes e. Now, note one thing. Now, while it might happen and it is but natural, you don't have to worry. Now, while I'm showing you in class, so while at that time we feel, oh, I have understood everything is very, very clear, I'll be able to remember. Maybe at 12 o'clock when we close, one or two things you might note down, you might forget over the week. For that, I will be sharing materials, you don't have to worry on that. Moreover, still it is something new. For many of us who are here, the script itself is new. So while we show it is very, very easy, see, you write a 3 like thing, you put a line, you put a dandam. Akaram is still easy, you just have to write a and a dandaha. E is still easy, I just have to write like an S or so. We might feel this during the class. Over the week, you might tend to forget. So you don't have to worry, it is natural. As we keep using the script more and more, as we keep reading in the script, as we keep learning new words, automatically it will come, right? So you don't have to worry. I'm not able to learn, I'm not able to remember. There might be few old people also, few youngsters also. So as we keep reading, as we keep using and practicing, only it will come. Initial class once or twice I learn, I do it, it is not going to come that way. Yeah, so you don't have to worry. The point of telling is, oh, I'm not able to understand anything. You don't have to feel that way. As we keep using, as we keep learning, it will come. So please you don't have to think. The point is that many times we feel, oh, it's not coming for me, or it can be even the other way around. Few of you, if you are already familiar with the script, like few of you are familiar with Hindi also, it might seem to be very, very basic for you. But we'll start from here, only then we'll be able to move on. Yeah. So a, third, e, s, you put a not e, becomes dirgham. E, just writing a double E for your understanding. E. Now I'll tell you few words from this, each of these letters. From a. Can anyone tell any word from a? What? Sorry?
Anar.
Anar. Anar is a Sanskrit word. Hindi. Just now we were using that word. What do we call for letters in Sanskrit? Aksharaha. There is someone with the name of Avani. Anand is akaram. Ananda. Correct. Someone is having the name of Avani. You use the letter a, aksharam a in your, while you write your name, right? Aditi. You use the a. Anuradha. You use the word a. Sorry. Annam, that we eat. Yeah. Rice is annam. In general, for food also you can say annam. Sorry?
Correct. Akshada.
Akshada, yes. Akshada, that we put akshada on during auspicious occasions also. Yes, akshada.
Achyuta.
Sorry? Achyuta, correct. Achyuta, another name for Lord Krishna. Achyuta. Astu, artham, meaning? Okay. Astu in Sanskrit. Now, while we learn Devnagiri also, like, if you are learning Sanskrit, you have to learn the script. Similarly, while we are learning Devnagiri, Sanskrit also little, you will be able to learn. Astu, when we say, Astu is okay. Like say for example, someone says something, I'll tell Astu. Astu is nothing but okay. So you just small words like this, please note down so that you can use it in your, like we speak at least in the class. Astu. Ajah. Ajaha, correct. Ajaha, ajaha artham? Goat. Goat is ajaha. Another meaning for ajaha is for Lord Vishnu also. Ajaha, meaning one who has, or in general for any god, one who is free from birth. Now the letter J, that just for your information, we have not learned, we have not reached till J, but just for knowledge you can note down. J Shabdam that is there, J Aksharam that is there, is related to Janma, birth. J Janma, J Janani, mother, right? So this J Shabdam that is there is related to birth. So one who is free from this cycle of birth and death is God, or you can say Lord Vishnu also. So ajaha, in that context also it is used. Ajaha, aksharam again comes there. Ajaha, one who is free from this ja aksharam, that is one who is free from this janma also. So therefore ajaha, this word has got two meanings. One is the animal goat, second is for Lord in general. Lord Vishnu also has got another name, ajaha. So many words from, sorry? Amritam, Amritam, very nice, very nice. Amritam, nectar, Amritam. Yes, Bhanumati ji saying something?
No, only Akaram you are saying,
We are talking about So I'll tell you now few words from Annam, Astu, Ajaha, and all the proper nouns, names that we saw, Anuradha, Avani, Achyutaha. So these are all, sorry? Annam, Annapurna, Devi Annapurna, Annapurna, yeah? Amba, Amba, Amba artham?
For goddess Parvati.
Goddess Parvati. In general, for any goddess you use Amba. In Sanskrit, Amba also means mother. For one's own mother also we call Amba. Yeah, Amba. So these are all words from Aksharam. From Anugraha. Anugraha meaning blessing also. Anugraha. Correct. Or Anugraham also you can use these words. Okay. Next. Second is Arti. Someone has got a name Arti, or the Arti that we do, that is also there. What else? Akaram. Akaraha. It should be Akaraha meaning a shape. Akaraha. Akaraha is a shape. SHAPE. Akaraha. Any shape that you take. Akaraha. For Akashaha. Akashaha. Sky. Akashaha. Sky. Amraphalam. Amraphalam. Amraphalam artham? Amraphalam. Amraphalam. Acharyaha. Acharyaha. Teacher, guru. Sorry?
Amlana Pankaja.
Yes, but let's not use such tough words initially. Yeah, let's go for easy words. Yeah?
But we will be telling Aharam for food also.
Yes, Aharaha. Aharaha. Anandam. Anandaha. Someone had a name or happiness. Anandaha. Ashirvadaha. Ashirvadaha, blessing. Anugrahaha, blessing. It's from Ashirvadaha, it's again a blessing from So Aradhyaha, correct. Aradhyaha is a proper noun. Further, Aradhanam also means worship, to worship someone. Aradhanam karomi, meaning I worship. Aradhanam. Yes, Kumarji? Asanam. Asanam, seat that we sit. Apattihi. Apattihi, accident, or any, you can say a calamity also. Apattihi. Ayuhu. Ayuhu, age. Ayuhu, uttamam. Arogyaha. Arogyaha. Arogyam dhanasampada. You would have chanted this, right? Shubham karoti kalyanam. Arogyam dhanasampada. Shatru buddhi vinashaya. Yes. So from that shloka you have the word Arogyam. Arogyam, health. Karthik ji.
Alayam kuda, alayam, alayam.
Alayam, alayam, alayam artham temple. Alayam, or you alayam also means like an abode also. For a house also you say alayam. In general it's for temple, anything. Devalayam, Granthalayam, Ayurveda, Ayurveda. Sorry? Vidyalaya, correct. So Alaya usually is an abode. So Vidyalaya, Vidya Alaya, Vidyalaya, Granthalaya, library. Similarly, Devalaya, Devalaya, temple. So Alaya is generally used for an abode. Abode. So A and A. Yeah. Sarve Panditaha Uttamam. Ahara. What is the meaning? I said Sarve Panditaha.
All of us
All are scholars. Uttama. Yeah. So this is how. So you see one difference you can, though it's not related to the script. If you see Devnagiri Lipi or Sanskrit Bhasha that is there is so close to our hearts that many of us here we have not learned the language as such. We are also new to the script, but many words we can remember. Right now, you see all of you told so many words that are there. Nobody taught you, right? But the reason being, these are all many letters, many words which we use in our own languages also. Moreover, it is Bharatasya Bhasha, Bharatasya Lipihi. Therefore, it is very, very close to our hearts. It is already there in us. Sanskritam is a language, or Devnagiri Lipi is a script which is already there inside. We just have to revive and bring it out. That's the reason when the topic comes also, now nobody taught you, right? Nobody told you it is Alaya, 10. Okay, few of you would have learnt it, that's fine. But majority, if you see, we keep guessing. Okay, that sound is somewhat similar. I have learnt a word somewhere, I have heard a word somewhere. So you put a guess, or you know it, you say the word. So therefore it is not at all difficult. The thing is, we already know, we are already familiar. We just have to bring it out. That's it. Yeah. Next. Anandam. Anandam. Uttamam. What's your name?
Sachit.
Sachit. Very nice. Next. Achit. And then? Sachit. Oh. Next is E. E. Now, A is fine. What about E? Small E. Ishwaraha, E is dirgham. Ishwaraha, E dirgham. Ishwaraha. E. Sorry? Karthik ji, what you are saying? Indraha, correct. Indraha, Devendraha. Devanam Raja, Indraha. Indra. India Sanskrit Shabdam na. Bharataha. Ishtadevata. We say Ishtadevata. E is dirgha. E is rasva. Now rasva dirgha. Dirgha is long. Dirgha rasva. Rasva small. Small big that we say. That is rasva dirgha. Dirgha long. Ikshuhu. Ikshuhu artham sugar cane. Ikshuhu. We say ikshurasam. You would have seen in temples also when they do abhisheka, especially to Lord Shiva, especially people who are familiar with the Vedas, you might know while you do the Rudra Japam, you do the abhisheka, it's a ikshurasam. While they do the abhisheka, they will chant, they'll use this word. Ikshurasam, meaning sugarcane juice. All of us, we drink ikshurasam. Rasam, juice of anything, that is rasam. Ikshurasam. So ikshuhu is the word sugarcane. Ikshuhu. Ikshuhu, Ishtadevata, Indraha. What else from E? Imli, Hindi Shabda. Ikshwaku. Correct. Ikshwaku. Ishtadevata. Ikshuhu, sugarcane. Ikshwaku Vamshaha. Yes, Ikshwaku is also Rasvam in the Ikshwaku. This is a proper noun again. Ikshwaku. Ramasya Vamshaha. Ikshwaku Vamshaha. Raghu Vamshaha.
Ikai.
Ikai artham?
Ikai means unit.
संस्कृत शब्द नास्ति, इट्स नॉट संस्कृत.
किसी चीज का यूनिट होता है तो
हिंदी में बोलते हैं, हिंदी में बोलते हैं. करेक्ट करेक्ट. सो दैट्स यूज्ड इन हिंदी, नॉट अ संस्कृत शब्दम. यस, इकाई. करेक्ट. सो फॉर वर्ड्स फ्रॉम ई, इंद्रः, इक्षुः, इक्षुरसम, इष्टदेवता, इक्ष्वाकुः और इक्ष्वाकुवंशः. सॉरी, correct. You can also say Induhu, Induhu, Induvasarah. Induhu, another name for moon. Induhu, or many ladies you have the name Induhu. Yeah? Induhu.
And Indrani.
Indrayani, Indrayani, wife of Indra, Indrayani. Correct.
Indrajit, can you say?
Yes, Indrajit, Indrajit. So many proper nouns you have. Indrajit. Moreover, Indra, it is actually not Indra, it is Indira. Indira, another name for goddess Mahalakshmi. Indira. So today itself you sorry, Sharada ji, what you are saying? So Iti. Iti, that we say. Okay. Correct. So Indira, this shabdam that is there, another name for goddess Mahalakshmi. So Rama, Indira, Lakshmi, these are all words for prosperity or for goddess Mahalakshmi herself. Next is E, Dirgha E. Ishwaraha. What else? Irshya, correct. Jealousy, Irshya. Ichha, Ichha. Ichha is also, Ichha is the first E. Ichha. See, Ichha meaning wish, right? So that is Ichha. Mama Ichha meaning my wish. What else?
Indrakshi.
Indrakshi, Indrakshi, Indrakshi first E. Indrakshi first E. Indrakshi Stotram, many of you might be familiar. Indrakshi, that is again the first E. Ishwaraha, Ishwaraha is the second E. What else? Ishaha, Ishaha, another name for Lord Shiva. Ishaha. What else? E. Can we remember it? Sorry? Ishan. Correct, correct. Ishan. So these are few words from E, Dirgha E. Now if you see this Dirgham, now initially if you see from these letters, you might not be able to get many words, but when you use it, say for example, Lakshmi, when I say, it is again a E there. We learn later how you have to combine and use these Swaras, use these vowels with different words. But for your knowledge, you see this Raswa Dirgham that is there, we can see in words more rather than Akshara. Say for example, Lakshmi, E has been used there, so I know there is a Raswa E. Or Rama, Ra, there is an Akaram that is used there. So this topic that is there, this concept will be clear when we use more in words also. Yeah. Next, so we learned 4 Swaras. A, E, E. Please, when you pronounce itself, E, make it a point now only when we are learning. You later chant shlokas also, or in general you read anything, or even you just pronounce these aksharas separately. Now on only you please pronounce it properly. E. Many people will pronounce it in a similar way and then we will not be able to know the difference, right? So from when we are learning itself, if we pronounce it properly, we will be able to note it. So E. Next, the 5th swaraha that is there, U. How you write it? You write the, again you just have to write a 3. U. Like we write a 3, you have to write U. It's not actually a U, for your understanding you can just know U. Dirgham, U. How we write a dirgham? Again the same way you write U, and here you put a tail to this. You just have to pull this down from the between, from the 3 that is there, the between line you just have to pull it down. U. Swaraha, if you see till now, A, A, E, E, U, U. U is Dirgham. U. Now, from this way and this way again there is a difference when we pronounce. This is very, very small. U. This becomes U. In majorly, if you see words that are there, this is also used, but this is used more. Like for example, Ishwaraha and so on. Similarly here, U Dirgham is used in many places. The small U is also used, but majorly the Dirgham U is used. Now from the Rasvam U, if you see, few words are there like Udakam, Udakaha. Udakaha artham water. Jalam, similarly Udakam, Udakam. Or a very simple word if you have to see, Udaram. Udaram artham, anyone has heard? Udaram? Stomach. Stomach. Udaram. You would have heard the word Lambodaraha. Lambodaraha, another name for Lord Ganesha. Lambaha yasya udaraha, meaning one who has got a big stomach, big womb. That's how he gets the name Lambodaraha. So that udaraha, this word comes there also. Umapatihi, Uttam, Umapatihi, or Uma, goddess Uma, Umapatihi, another name for Lord Shiva. Sorry, what? Sorry? Usha, correct. Usha.
Ushnam we can say.
Ushnam. Ushna. One by one we'll go. Ushnam or Ushnata. Ushnaha. Ushnam artham hot or heat. Ushnata is heat. Now currently if you see Bharata Deshe, Ushnata, in the month of May it is very hot, right? So Ushnam. Ushnam jalam, hot water. Ushnam or Ushnata. Ushnata is like heat. Ushnata. So from U you see Udaram, stomach. Udakaha, Ushnata, Umapatihi, sorry? Unnatihi, Pragatihi, Unnatihi, progress that is there, or growth. We say Unnatihi. Udayaha, Udayaha. Yeah, we'll come to that. Udayaha. Uday, we say many people's name are there. Udayaha meaning rise. We say Suryodayaha, the rise of something. Suryodayaha. Suryaha, Udayaha. Udayaha meaning to rise or grow. R-I-S-E. Udayaha. Uvacha. The Gita you have read. Krishna Bhagavan Uvacha, Arjuna Uvacha. Uvacha meaning to say something. So Krishna said, Arjuna said. It's not even said, it is says, right? So Uvacha. Sorry? Ushatkal artham? Ushakalaha. Oh, sorry. Ushatkalaha. Ushakalaha. Yeah. We would have heard this term, right? Ushakala Puja, right? Or Usha Puja. In many, if you go to some pujas or so, during some festivals, you have Usha Puja that is done. Meaning morning time puja which is done. Who is Usha? Anyone knows about the character Usha? Usha is a goddess. A goddess, or you can say, who is Usha?
She is the daughter of Mother Parvati.
Yes. What else?
And she
She's
is Lord Krishna's grandson Aniruddha.
Correct. Aniruddha's wife. So, Uttam. So, Krishna's grandson Pradyumna. Sorry. Aniruddha. Aniruddhasya patni Usha. Usha. So, it's also a proper noun. Usha. Uttamam. Uttamam shabdam meaning good. Uttamam. Sarve Uttamam meaning all are doing good. So, Uttamam. One more word.
Name
Uddavaha. Yes. Uddavaha. Krishnasya Sakha Uddhavaha. Friend of Krishna Uddhavaha.
Madam,
Udbhavam meaning growth. You can say something which grows out. So Udbhavam. Udbhavati we say. It's something which comes out or grows out. Udbhav. Uttamam. Ushas. Yes, ushas.
That is morning, you know.
Yes, usha. Usha is the word. The original word is ushas. From ush.
Ullas.
Ullasaha. Ullasaha. Utsahaha. Utsahaha. We say utsaham, enthusiasm. Utsavaha. Utsavaha. Uttamam. Utsavaha, festival. Ganeshottsavaha. Krishna Janmotsavaha. Utsavaha. Utsavaha, any kind of festival. Utsavaha. One more thing you have to note. Ugraha. Ugraha. Adya. One minute. Adya, today, Narasimha Jayanti. Narasimha Bhagavan, Ugraha. Ugram Veeram, you would have chanted, you know the shloka. Ugraha, meaning very, very fierce. Ugraha. Correct. So that's where the shloka comes, right? Ugram Veeram Mahavishtam for Narasimha Bhagavan. So Ugraha. Ugraha meaning very, very fierce. Now, one more word which you have to note here. Udaraha we saw, or Udaram meaning stomach. Sodaraha, we use this word. Now, in most of our, you see, the South Indian languages will also use this word. Sodara, Sodari. Now, if you actually break this word that is there, in Sanskrit, Saha Udaraha, that's how it is broke. That means one who shares the womb of the same mother or one mother, those siblings. So, basically, if you see in general, many times for brother, sister, let it be cousins or anyone, we use this word Sodaraha. But actually, if you see, the originality of the word comes from here, Saha Udaraha, Sodaraha, meaning one who shares or people who share the womb of the same mother, they are actually Sodaraha. So, this Sodaraha, Saha Udaraha, Sodaraha. That's how this word comes in. So, Udaraha comes there too. So, for siblings only in Sanskrit, we use the word Sodaraha. Sodaraha, Sodari. So, for cousins also, or in general, if you are addressing someone as a brother, sister, you have other words, Bhrata, Bhagini, Bandhuhu, and so on, right? But Sodaraha, Sodari, Saha Udaraha, Saha Udari, when you say, that's how the word is broken. It has to be used only for blood, real siblings, that is those who share the womb of the same mother. Yeah. So, from U, you have many shabdam. Ushnata, I'll just brief it. Ushnata, Utsavaha, Utsahaha, Udaram, Utsavaha, and so on. Many shabdams we saw. Next is
many slokas come Unmesha.
Unmeshaha. Unmesha nimishotpanna. Unmeshaha. Yes. Unmeshaha artham kim? What is the meaning of Unmeshaha?
I don't know.
No, but you have heard the word. Right? Yes. Unmeshaha. Unmesha nimishotpanna vipanna bhuvanavalihi. So basically, Unmeshaha is actually something you can say like something which can be seen or something what to say, like a visibility also. It basically it means a lot of power. So that Unmeshaha meaning someone who is very, very powerful, one who reflects or one who shows lots of power, that is there. That is the meaning of Unmeshaha.
Can we say it energetic?
Yes, energetic you can consider. Yeah. So powerful, energetic. Okay, let's look at the next. Dirgham. Here you have Urukam. Urukam meaning pant. P-A-N-T, pants that we wear. Urukam. U is Dirgha. Now again this Dirgha U that is there, unlike Rasva, you might not have many words starting with Dirgha U. You will use it in between words only. Yeah. So U, you have one word that is there, Urukam. What else? Anyone can recollect something?
Urvashi.
Urvashi, Apsara, Urvashi. One of the Apsaras, strees in heaven, Urvashi. Karthikji, you said something? Urmila. Urmila is also Dirgham, correct. Lakshmanasya Patni, Urmila. Uruhu. Yes. Sorry? Umayar. Artham. Uruhu, very, very important word. Uruhu. Uruhu Artham? Thais. Urubhangam. Have you heard this incident? Urubhangam?
Yeah, Duryodhana.
Duryodhana. Urubangam episode comes from the Mahabharatam, Urubangam, wherein Bhima, he destroyed, Bhangam meaning to break, he broke the thigh of Duryodhana. So Urubangam, it is also, just for your knowledge you can note down, Urubangam is also name of a drama written by a great Sanskrit scholar called Bhasa. He has written this drama Urubangam, which revolves around the story of Bhima breaking the thigh of Duryodhana. So that's how you get this word Urubangam. So from U you have Urukam, pant, Uruhu, thighs, Urmila, Urvashi. These are all proper nouns. Urvashi, Apsara Stri. Urmila, Lakshmanasya Patni Urmila from the Ramayanam reference. What else? Yes, from various shlokas you get the reference.
Starting of chapter Gita 15,
Urdhvam. Yes, Urdhvam. Urdhvam meaning top also. That is also a Shabdam. Urdhvam. Correct. So from U also there are few Shabdas that are there. Yeah?
One small doubt, like we write O with this U only, no? O. No.
Om is different. Om is written with A and U and Ma. That together becomes Om. How it is written, I will show you. There is a difference here. How do we write Om? Here the pronunciation changes. Yeah, it's not actually A, U. So it becomes, because this comes in, it becomes O. So A, U and Ma together is Om. When we learn letter mixture, when we learn later the mixture of aksharas, at that time it will be more clear. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So for today, if you see, we saw 6 swaras in all. A, E, U, U. So Dirgham, we saw in all 6 aksharas that are there. Now in all there are many more swaras. So in all today we saw 6 aksharas, or you can say even 6 swaras that are there. Could everyone follow? Could you make out? Yes.